Well, I milled up some more pine here, and I'm just trimming it now to length. Of course, you could do it with power tools as well, but the idea here is to do as much of it with hand tools as we can. Well, I scribed my line on here with the wheel marker, which is the 7/8, which is what the sides are, and then I use my sliding bevel here to set the angle. So all that remains to be done is to cut these down here to get a single large tail, and then we're gonna dovetail it into the sides. So after sawing them out, they're marked 1 and 2 on the back side there, and I decided to put it equidistant from the top to the bottom. So what we did was put a line where we wanted it, and then I scribed the dovetail line here and then drew these with my square. So we're ready to cut these out. So after chopping out the openings there for the dovetails here, I'm just tapping it in. And so that's pretty much it for the upper step. Oh, I forgot to put in the hand hole yet, so we'll put that in, and then the next thing to do will be to make the lower step, which will flip back up into the recess there. Well, after drilling the 3 holes in there, I just chopped out the waste in between there. And now we're using a rasp here to take off a little of the material. Well, instead of using a coping saw this time to cut out the curve, this is the side of the lower step here that needs to be cut out. I have a turning saw here that I made a number of years ago from a kit, and I don't use it too often. Well, we'll see what we can do with it here. Well, it's time to make the second step here. So I've got the sides cut out. And I laid out the dovetails, similar to what I did on the top. So we have 5 tails on the step, and the pins will be on the sides. And as you saw, I cut out the bottoms here with my turning saw. So this will fit inside here, about like this. And then we've got to put a brace across here, and then a way for it to swivel back on the back corner. So that's what's next. So I'll dovetail these together. Well, I made a template here of the side of the small step. The reason I did that was so I could locate the hole that is going to be the pivot point so that the small step can flip back in and clear the upper step. So I'm going to drill it with a brace. Well, it's pretty much done now that we made the lower step and put in the brace in the back. What I did was I had drilled a couple of pilot holes inside here, and I put a couple of screws in there just to make sure that I had it aligned properly. So what I got it's an 8-inch step, and I have it set back 2 inches. So there's a 2-inch recess there. So you got a better part of 8 inches or 6 inches sticking out in front of it. And then I wanted to see if it would swing properly. So it comes by here and rests on the back support. And this, of course, is your handle for pulling it down when you want to bring it. I eased the corners off of these back feet here so they didn't scrape as you picked it up. So now all that's left to do is these small holes that the screws are in will be pilots for a larger 3/4 inch dowel that I'm going to put in there. And since I don't have the lathe, I purchased some oak dowels because I couldn't find anything in poplar or pine. But what I'm going to do is just reset, of course the holes will go straight through the lower step, but then recess the holes about halfway into the top sides here so that when it's all together, these will be glued in. So that's where we're heading, but it's about done. Well, after drilling the holes and then I cut the dowel to length, I fitted it in. The holes don't go all the way through. And so here we go. So that's with this extra step out of the way, and then with the step down. So construction is complete. It's a matter of gluing it up now, and then I think we'll paint it with some milk paint.